Hello and welcome to your Astrological Vibrations for Wednesday, August 9th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I show up for the ecstasy of joy. And today we have the moon continuing to move through Pisces with the sun in Leo. Now let me just tell you, if there are two signs of the zodiac that know how to be dramatic, it is Pisces and Leo. And let me tell you, my most dramatic friends, which I tend to have a lot of these because I really like both of these signs, so I must like the drama. But if I know people who are some of the most dramatic folk, not always in a bad way. Drama's not always bad. I'm not saying drama's bad, but they are strong Leo Pisces energies. And so you may be feeling some of the drama. Again, not a bad thing. Some of the drama coming up, sometimes it can be melodramatic, sometimes it can be, I don't know, like a rom-com. You may be feeling that energy coming up. What I want you to do is harness this drama, because I actually do think there's something really beautiful for us in and through this drama, and I'm gonna give my card away. I'm gonna show you, and that is the energy of passion between the inhibitions of Pisces. And when I say inhibitions, I'm meaning the lack of boundaries that Pisces as water energy can have. The lack of boundaries because Pisces is like, it's all one, it all flows, blah, blah, blah. And then the fiery passion of Leo energy. I'm feeling that there's a call to mix these two together and free ourselves in a manner, free ourselves in the manner of passion. So we have, through the day, we have the moon in Pisces making several connections. We have the sun in Leo actually connecting to Pluto, which we'll get into. But we're building into an inconjunct between Mars in Leo and Neptune in Pisces tomorrow. We have Mars in Leo at 13 degrees today, though, and Neptune at 13 degrees. So, we're building into it, but they're there. They're there at that same degree. They're working this theme. 13 degrees, revolution, evolution, shift energy. Mars in Leo, liberating the self from the places where you do not move into your passion energy. And then Neptune in Pisces, Neptune retrograde in Pisces, going back and shedding those old things that are keeping you from pursuing your passion. I have this card and I really see this very strongly. I have the Miser card in reverse. Those places within yourself that you've been holding back, that have been shielded, that have been veiled. We have to stop hiding from those places. And so, as Mars comes into this inconjunct, which is an uncomfortable connection, we're not really seeing eye to eye, but I do believe all these things are working for us, and together these planets are working for us. To me, the discomfort that may come up in this is the discomfort that has been from holding yourself back in this passion. And the discomfort may be those places where you have to take stock and take notice of where it is that you've been holding it back, and maybe even the why it is that you've been holding back, so that you can move in and through this energy. Fortunately, the moon in Pisces is helping us make it through these energies. The moon in Pisces begins the day by connecting to Venus, 10 degrees. Is there by chance a worth thing behind why you have been holding back? Maybe, again, this is just one example. This could be infinite possibilities of how this has showed up in your life. But one example, your parents or a teacher or a friend when you were little said you're not a good artist, and yet art is your passion. But because one person had an opinion, you don't do it. That's my sister. She's one of the most incredible artists. My mom has her replications of Monet paintings that she did when she was a teenager all over our house. Incredible painter. And one teacher said that she wasn't very good. And so anytime I face her about her art, she's like, well, this teacher said I wasn't very good. I'm like, I'm an artist. I say you're good. It is never about what the teacher said. It is always about your art. It's never about what somebody says when it comes to your passion. It's always about pursuing your passion. It's always about showing up in the ecstasy of your joy, showing up in the ecstasy of your creation, going back into that inner child and moving through those those veils that have been put upon you that have caused you to hide these parts of yourself. So that Venus in Cancer energy, and with the moon in Pisces, it's helping surface this. It's helping you face those worth things that maybe have come up that have caused this energy. We also have the moon in Pisces opposing Mercury in Virgo. Now, Mercury in Virgo has reached the point that it is moving to before it goes retrograde. It is stationed. It's at 11 degrees. It is going retrograde at 11 on Saturday, I believe. Dates, Mimi and dates. Yes, on Saturday. So we are at 11 degrees. We're going to hang out, moving very slowly at 11 degrees these next few days. 11 degrees, this healing degree, this degree that brings us reflection energy. And Mercury in Virgo, like I said, for this retrograde, for this transit, paying attention to the details. It may be one of those things that's keeping you veiled is something that you don't think as an adult should have affected you, but it did, and it's coming up, and it's replaying your mind. You're like, why is that bothering me? Why is that bothering me? Why is that bothering me? Let's pay attention to the details. There's something there, and accept it. Bring that joy in, bring that light in, bring love to that thing, even if you do not figure out the whys. You know, the brain may not be able to do it. Even if you can't figure out the whys, love the part of yourself that was bothered by this thing. There is much healing in and through this. And it's not so much about getting caught up in the mental energy, but really being present for yourself and what you need because of what went on. Sun in conjunct Pluto. I will get into that after we go through all the moon transits. Moon also conjunct Neptune. Intuition on point. Again, this is why, listen to these details. Things are not just surfacing for no reason. Things are surfacing for a reason. Insight is coming up. 13 degrees, revolution, evolution. Things are coming up to be shifted, to be released. And that is true too with the moon sextiling Pluto and the sun in conjunct Pluto today, 17 degrees. 17 degrees, that is that 8 energy. We are being called to show up. Show up for the memories that come up. Show up for the insights that come up. Show up for the healing that is coming up for you. Show up in and through this. Now, that sun in conjunct Pluto and the moon sextiling Pluto, there may be a bit of dissembling going on. Again, like I said, there are some veils. I said this the other day in the cards when I came to this card. Apocalypse. Apocalypse energy just means clearing a veil, clearing another layer out. So there may be a little bit of that shakeup. And that's what happens when the passion energy rises. The things that do not align need to fall away. And this is falling away so that we can jump off another cliff. Take another start in another direction. Hopefully one that is passionate. Hopefully one on a path that is true to you and not this veiled energy. So there may be some of this discomfort, like I said, coming up. If you keep reaching for your passion and reach for the passion and then bring the joy into those uncomfortable places, you will be able to move through this. But that inconjunct and that connection to the inconjunct between the sun and Pluto and then the sextile between the moon and Pluto, it's upsetting some structures. It's just, I love this image that I just got. A few images in my head, actually, all at once. One of them was, and this may be this way for some of you, one of them was when you can pull a tablecloth off the table and like the dishes all stay. They may rattle around a little bit. So that's one. That may be one shakeup. The other shakeup, this is so dramatic. It's so Leo Pisces. The other one was when somebody sweeps all the stuff off their desk or table to, make out with somebody. That kind of energy too. Or even in a dramatic, no more. It could be either one. I'm thinking it's going to be a little less dramatic. I think it's going to be a little bit more like the tablecloth. But being that we are in the eclipse corridor, which we're still facing the shadows and building into this new solar energy coming through for us, it really could go either way. Your key, joy and passion. Let's read this passion card because this passion card is quite amazing. Passion, the frequency of orange. Ooh, the sacral chakra. Passionate, powerful, free, raw, potent, untamed, wild, vital, and radiant. Receiving this fiery frequency is a call to passion. What do you feel passionate about? Has your life become routinized and predictable, uninspired and flat? If this is so, this is a call to evoke the energy of freedom, untamed and wild. Looking back at your life, you may see that the boredom of the gray flatlands is a far more disturbing use of your energy to evolve in this lifetime. This raw and primal frequency calls you to color with abandon outside the lines the society has arbitrarily drawn around you. Where have you given your power away to feel more secure, loved, and safe? This is an encouragement to take your power back. This frequency accesses Shakti energy. Break free from habitual patterns. Receiving this frequency in your reading is a call to evoke Shakti's fire with the breath. In meditation, cultivate the ecstatic feel that will allow Shakti, the Kundalini snake, to naturally rise in organic timing and alchemically burn through and release body ego from the prison of vibrational density. Wow. This is an invitation to fulfill the goddess's path for spiritual evolution through walking the path of ecstasy, bringing up the ecstasy of being in your soul, therefore being in the energy of joy. And I'm going to read this last little bit. What is revealed about what you are presently genuinely feeling by looking out through the lens of the frequency of fire, the orange and red and yellow lens? What happens when you look at where your life is right now with the eye of passion and just see where is it that you're wanting to go and how are you grooving yourself to get there? So I'm going to finish up by showing you my last card. Patience. Patience. It's one of these things. It's like, yes, grab the fire, and yet the fire is slowly burning. And so there is always that. There is still energy that's building, even as we take these new steps. And I think that can sometimes be frustrating because it can sometimes feel like, go stop, go stop, go stop. And it is kind of like that. But this is kind of the nature of things. It's nature if you think of an infant. They have a growth spurt, and then they plateau, and a growth spurt, and a plateau. Well, here's a little growth spurt plateau energy for us. Don't let it frustrate you, and don't let it stop you from continuing to embrace the passion in this now, here moment. So that is it for today. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your chart, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.